morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. This is Michael, the FXFreedom, broadcasting you live on YouTube, and this is Forex Trading Course 101. Today we have another title, Advanced News Trading Strategy. Everybody, remember, trading is a learnable skill when we learn in the correct way, the MST. Sounds like a bad syndrome, but it's not. What is the MST? M stands for the market, S stands for the strategy, and the big one, T, stands for the trader, right? And talking about the trader more in the Forex course 202, the advanced course. Remember, you can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/c/FXFreedomFX, and never forget, you are going to graduate from this course when number one, you have your chart set up and ready for trading. Number two, you have a strategy in place. You understand why you win, why you lose. Now you don't need to make money, everybody, consistently. Just build a strategy. Okay? And the last 2 weeks we talked about a lot about the strategy, everybody. Number three, you have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can make an educated prediction, long or short, for the week. And also remember, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide. The stream is not trading or investment advice. Also remember, if your way is not working, why don't you try ours? For homeworks and questions, you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact, and you can follow me on TradingView. That being said, everybody, yesterday before our class, we were learning about the simple news trading strategy, and then we had the federal funds rate, right? It was the news announcement out of the Central Bank of the United States. So they increased the interest rate, and based on the simple news trading strategy, what happened, right? Did anybody trade the news yesterday? Demo trade on the demo account? Everybody? And seeing here, we talked about yesterday of the importance of the stop loss, and we explained to you yesterday the logic why the entry of one should be the stop loss of the other, and vice versa. Okay, so yesterday what happened when the news came out? The market, most likely on the demo account, right, if you executed this simple news trading strategy, the market took you in and then reversed, stop you out on the buy order, and then it was kind of sideways, and then finally, right, gave you a profit. It was not 1 per 2, right? If you managed your trade, it was not 1 per 2, but it was 1 per what? 1.2, right? Something like this. You know? Anyways, everybody, you should be out. Why should I be out? Because the market is telling you that, you know, it's going up, right? Agreed, everybody? Remember, this is not trading advice. This is just general market commentary. You know, so the market took you in here, it went down. You know, and it's going back, right? Why would you let a winner turn into a loser? How do you know? Well, I don't know, but tomorrow, going into Friday, we have another news announcement coming out of the USA. So, if you don't act according to your strategy, everybody, and you are here right now, and if tomorrow, for any reason, the news is just an example, but let's say that tomorrow the news is bad for the dollar, then you working hard and your winner, everybody, you working hard in here, stressing out the heart palpitations and all of this stuff, you working hard, you know, is not going to work, makes sense? You let a winner turn into a loser. Fair enough? Okay? And somebody's already yelling at me, how do you know that the market is going to go up? I don't know. I don't know if the market is going to go up or the market is going to go down, but if we are here, you should obey your strategy, everybody. Make sense? We talked about already cancel and replace, the three colors. Make sense? And the cardinal rule is don't let a winner become a loser. Okay, so any questions about yesterday class before we move forward to the advanced news trading strategy? Celia, hi, what is this? What is exit strategy for simple news trading? Okay, would you be so kind and watch yesterday's recording? We don't have time today. But it's, you know, it's not to waste too much time, right? Because we have a schedule, everybody. What is the exit? Or the market stops you out on this straddle, or, you know, the market hits your take profit. Make sense? And, you know, we were working about in the past 2 weeks, what is your strategy? Everybody, you have tons of videos on Dukascopy YouTube webinar page. Make sense? Explaining you everything. Just go there and study. Okay, hello Julius, how are you? Julius, did you execute the simple news trading strategy? Did anybody news trade or try to execute on the demo account, practice? NZD, USD JPY happened a similar thing, right? This was the market was sideways. In here, first impact was down. You know, if you are now here, if you were quick enough, everybody, this would be here. It's a different story. If this was your risk, but you should be quick. You know, if you risk one, you should pocket some money yesterday, some pips on the demo account, of course, first. Agreed? If I risk one, I'm going to go so, and this is USD JPY, this is NZD USD. Okay, now what is the advanced news trading strategy, everybody? Let's do this here on USD JPY. The advanced news trading strategy, it's a little bit more complex and is using in consideration the Fibonacci's that we learned. Yesterday somebody was asking me, you know, oh, how do you do, or, I mean, how do you trade? Do you trade the news with the simple news trading strategy? And I answered no, I'm using the advanced news trading strategy. Okay, now what is the advanced news trading strategy, everybody? You are going to monitor your Fibonacci's on the 2-hour chart or 4-hour chart. Freedom, what do you do? I'm monitoring on the 4-hour chart. Okay, and it doesn't matter what kind of news, you know, but the news event. So how am I going to trade the news? How am I going to enter the market and execute my trade is strongly dependent to where the market is. Make sense? So if the news announcement happens almost at the D, you know, and this is consolidation from the simple news trading strategy, you know, or if the market is in here in consolidation, you know, at the 127 extension, 118 extension, or is the market is somewhere in between in here, you know, so this would be a potential consolidation, or the market is down in here, everybody, you know, I'm going to act totally different from one trade to another. Make sense? So advanced news trading strategy takes the Fibonacci on the 2-hour chart, the original one. Yes sir, thank you for the clarification. Boss, is the original one? Yes sir. So the advanced news trading strategy takes in consideration the original Fibonacci on the 2-hour chart or 4-hour chart. No 1-hour chart, not. Okay? Now here is the question, everybody. If we learned well yesterday about the simple news trading strategy, and let's address the first example. Okay? You need to learn concepts today. Okay, first example. If the market is at number 1, if the market is in here, everybody, if we are in here and we are trading the Fibonacci's, okay, tell me, does it make sense to you to put the buy stop order or the sell stop order or both or none of them? Boss, this is a difficult lesson. Yes, everybody, today we have an advanced lesson, okay? It's going to be a little bit more complex. So the market is almost at the D extension. It did not hit yet, not yet. Transparency, there you go. Okay, so we are almost talking about the Fibonacci sequence that we learned from the previous lessons. We are almost at the D extension. So does it make sense for me to straddle up in here? Does it make sense for me to buy or to put a buy stop order or sell stop order? You know, so if this is the risk, right, just graphically, if this is my risk, how are the probabilities positioned for me to risk 1 and go after 2? Type in the chat, everybody. So if the market is going to hit my buy stop order, do I have a better probability, a high probability for the market to hit my take profit, or is this a low probability trade? Based on what we learned on the Fibonacci theory. And you can relate, everybody, down here. If my stop loss is a few pips, a few points below the A, let's color code this in red, okay, and the market is in here, does it make sense for me to put both orders, buy stop and sell stop, or just one, or the sell stop or the buy stop, or maybe none of them, right? None of them. See, everybody, this is the difference between the simple news trading strategy from yesterday and the advanced news trading strategy from today. The advanced news trading strategy, it's more complex. Hello LS, how are you? I'm great, thank you very much. And here is the question: if you are using the Fibonacci's, everybody, how would you deal with the news trade or with the news up in here? How would you approach straddle up in here, or how would you approach straddle down in here? What would you do? Bob, also cover golden zone on Fibonacci. Bob, I'm sorry, I didn't learn about the golden zone. I'm sorry. If you would be more specific, but I don't have it in my vocabulary, Bob. Okay, sorry about this. Now somebody's asking, is this better? Everybody, the simple, so great question, right? Where can we put? So let's put in here, right? And so simple news trading strategy. Let's call it simple NTS, and advanced, Brazilian guy talking English, advanced news trading strategy. So what is a plus text? What is a plus of the simple news trading strategy of the straddle? You know, this is a plus. It doesn't care where the market is. We are not talking right or wrong, everybody. We are not talking better or worse. But what is a plus? What is the name in English? Pros and cons, right? So what is a pros? It's the simple news trading strategy, the simple straddle doesn't care. You know, you could have support, resistance, pivot points. You know, you could have the Fibonacci in between. You know, and if this is the market in here, you know, and you are using the simple trading strategy, the simple straddle from yesterday, you don't care. Make sense? The simple news trading strategy doesn't care where it doesn't bother about support, resistance, pivot points, none of this it's relevant, because it just buy stop order, sell stop order, you know, and I'm going in any ways. If I risk one, I'm going to get two. So this would be yesterday, right? USD JPY. If I was quick enough, everybody, this is the 15-minute chart, and if I would straddle USD JPY yesterday with the rules, the technique that we hopefully taught you, you know, we're trying to teach you, okay, you would risk one and you would make two. And if you are smart, you would do this the first 20 times on the demo account, right? So bottom line, you don't care. We didn't talk about Fibonacci's, and the market is in a downtrend, you know, and on the 15-minute chart you have a down market wave. We didn't address any of those. Agreed? We didn't talk about downtrends and down market wave and candlestick formations and Fibonacci's and monthly, daily, weekly support, resistance, pivot points. None of those were relevant yesterday for the straddle. So this is a plus, right? Okay. Now, what is pros talking about the advanced? You know, so plus, you know, plus compared to the simple NTS is more reliable. Okay, it's more reliable. What does this mean? So, but also, you know, there is a negative side to this. Okay, so contrary, you know, compared to the simple NTS is more complex. So in order to use the advanced news trading strategy, everybody, you must learn how to use the Fibonacci's. Number one, you must have your Fibonacci's in the right place. Number two, okay, if you have your Fibonacci in the wrong place, none of this is going to work. Fair enough? No, there is no right or wrong. If this is too much, just go if you want. Remember, these streams are not trading or investment advice. If this is too much, and if you want to news trade, just go with the straddle. You know, NZD-USD, same story. We didn't care yesterday about support, resistance, pivot points, none of those. Okay? So, choose one if you want, or if you don't like the news, just simply stay out. But this is part of your curriculum, everybody, makes sense? You don't need to use everything, okay? You don't need to do everything and anything, but this is part of the course. We're trying to educate you for you to graduate, okay? It's part of your education. You don't need to news trade, but at least you got some knowledge. Fair enough? Okay. Yes, this is what I'm doing. I'm using the advanced. I have the Fibonacci's on all of my charts. So when tomorrow we have the non-farm payroll event talking about the USD, the US dollar, and I'm going to just short most of the USD pairs with the straddle, of course. I'm not going to enter blindly into the market. Okay, so back to the Fibonacci, everybody. Number one, what would make sense to you? Would it make sense to you to buy with the buy stop, or would it make sense to you to sell? And give me a second, everybody. I believe Sila says just sell the market. Okay, so we learned in the Fibonacci's lessons that when the market hits the extension, it's just a matter of time before it's going to retrace. So to put a buy stop, it's a no-go in the sense of it's too risky, everybody. And to put a sell stop, right? If I put a sell stop order and the market takes me in, is this type in the chat, what do you think? Is this going to be a high probability trade, or is this going to be a low probability trade? You don't see the future. We are here. We are here, everybody. So Fibonacci retracement. Okay, now this is the market. The market was down in here and now it's in here, and this is the sideways movement on the 15-minute chart before the non-farm payroll. And you say, okay, it doesn't make sense for me to buy this market because once the market hits the extension, it must retrace. Okay. And some say, okay, let's put the sell stop, right? In case the market goes down. Here is the question: if you short the market, is this a high probability trade or low probability trade? So, question to ponder. Question to ponder. We have two questions, everybody. Number one, is this going to be a high/low probability trade? And number two, is this going to be a short term or long term trade? Somebody just wrote on the other streaming platform, not YouTube, Freedom, this lesson is too complex. Everybody, we are almost at the end of the course. Okay, this lesson today is too complex for me. We are almost at the end of the course, everybody. Makes sense? We are just going to talk about indicators and psychology. We started this course in January, everybody. So 1 month and a half, 2 months maximum, and we are ending the Forex course 101. We're going to start over again, yes sir, we're going to start back over again in January 2023. Okay, but somebody just typed, oh, this is too much for me. Well, we've been here for a year, so please go back to Dukascopy YouTube webinar page and start to watch lesson number 1, you know, basic module, what is market structure. Okay, so we are here, everybody. It's an advanced lesson. Question to ponder: is this going to be a high-low probability trade, shorting the market in here? And number 2, is this going to be a short-term trade or a long-term trade? Type in the chat, everybody, what do you think? Let's make a poll. There is no right or wrong. Okay. okay? Don't be shy, we are here to learn. There is no right or wrong. Okay, everybody? What do you think? Short term, long term, high probability short term trade. Anybody else? Silas says high probability short term trade. There is no right or wrong, everybody, don't be shy. The best way to learn is to talk to me and talk to the other traders. A, B. And remember, in 2 weeks we have the Black Friday offer for you, for the ones who want to join the advanced course, the institutional course. LS short. Okay, short what? Short. It's a high probability trade, everybody, or low probability trade. What do you think? Hedge fund trader Julius, you want to come in the institutional course? What do you think? Is this a high probability trade, me shorting the market with the news? Or is this a low probability trade, me shorting the market with the news? What about you, LSLS? What about you, Bob? And everybody else online? There is no right or wrong. So shorting the market, okay, nobody wants to go long, very good. Is this a high probability trade or low probability trade? Okay, for the you who are saying, oh, this is high probability. Question. If you short the market, on the 2-hour chart or 4-hour chart, are you going against the trend or are you going with the trend? Type in the chat against the trend or type in the chat with the trend. What about now? Clara too, high probability. If you are shorting the market in here, are you going with the trend or are you shorting the market against the trend? What's the answer? See how the vision changes, everybody? Hedge fund trader Clara, high probability. Hedge fund trader LS, high probability. Hedge fund trader Sila, high probability. Well, everybody, are you talking about probabilities? You know, are you going against the trend or are you going with the trend? Meaning, you shorting the market, are you trading a retracement or are you trading an extension? Somebody just typed, not on YouTube, on the other streaming platform, oh my god, I didn't see this. Not sure about what you're talking about, but so Fibonacci and market wave, right? The yellow line, everybody, is the market wave on the 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart, whatever. Okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't see it. Well, this is education, nothing wrong. This is the shortened trend. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, retracement. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, and something like this, and something like this, and something like this, right? And maybe, just maybe, you know, this would be your Fibonacci, right? And this is the market in here, almost at the D extension, and you say, well, the market did not hit the D extension yet, everybody, and you say, well, I'm going to short the market and this is high probability. Are you sure? Shorting against the trend. So when you are going against the trend, is this high probability or is this low probability, everybody? See, this is an advanced lesson. Now we are connecting the dots. Okay? Now we are connecting the dots. So if I am in here, give me a second. If I'm in here and this is my risk, everybody, and number one, I'm going against the trend, and come on, okay, and if I risk one, I want to make two, right? So one more time. If I risk one, I want to make two. Just graphically, everybody. Okay. If I risk one, I want to make two. So number one, I'm going against the trend. Number two, for me to profit take, everybody, hear me out, the market must break past support. Agreed? In here, everybody, we have past support in here. Background color, there you go. So number one, I'm going against the short-term trend. Number two, for me to profit take, I need to break past support. So how is this talking about probabilities? Is this high probability or low probability? Sila says retracement. Clara, low probability. Ella says high probability short. It's against the trend, but as we don't have an estimation of how short market will drops, I don't take this rate. Everybody, you can accept what we are teaching you, you can reject. This is a low probability trade. Okay? What does this mean? This means what? Does this mean that you should stay out? Up to you. But talking about high probability, low probability, this means that if you normally risk 0.5% per trade, and you know you're entering a low probability trade, you should risk 0.25. Does this make sense to you? Okay, so low probability equals to lower risk. Risk 0.25% instead of 0.5%. Okay, example, if you know that it's high risk and golden nugget for you today too. Okay, golden nugget for you, golden nugget. Money managers, traders, money managers who are, you know, we are managing third-party money. Okay, money managers. I want to make money, boss. Yes, me too, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work like this. Money managers, we manage the risk first and only after we focus on the trade. Talking about making pips and money. Golden nugget for you. Money managers, traders who are managing third-party money, we manage the risk. Our job is to manage the risk first. Make sense? Oh, it's falling down and this is the great trade. Doesn't matter. It's low probability. So we need to address the risk first. Higher risk, you know, higher risk. Not risk the trade, risk about talking about lots and volume. Low probability, lower, not clear, right? Lower your risk per trade. Thank you very much. this was not clear, boss. Thank you very much. So lower probability, lower your risk per trade. Risk 0.25 instead of 0.5. Example, golden nugget. We as money managers, we manage risk first, and only after this one we focus on the trade. Julius, low probability trade, short-term trade. LS, I'm sorry, low probability trade doesn't mean high risk. I'm sorry, low probability doesn't mean high risk. Yes, it's my bad, okay, I didn't explain correctly. Pardon my English, everybody. So lower probability, lower your risk per trade. LS, you're correct, my bad. Okay, so low probability, lower your risk per trade, not lower your risk. Boss, not clear. Yes, I'm sorry, I just corrected, okay? Okay, so finally we got one. What about, so moving forward, everybody, what about if we are talking about the number 2? Down in here you have another story to bother and to worry about. What about this trade? You know, you have Canada CHF positioned like this, you have Euro New Zealand positioned like this, you have AUD CHF positioned like this right now. Monthly chart, weekly chart, daily chart. GBP USD 2. Everybody, you have some charts, some currency pairs positioned like this at the number 2. How are you going to address this pattern with the news announcement? Same story. If you're risking one, how would you trade? How would you news trade? This in here, would you put buy stop, sell stop? And everybody, I'm going to delete this and this and this, and same 2 questions down in here. It depends on what you're going to do, everybody. Okay, if you want to buy stop and sell stop, is this going to be a high probability trade on the buy side or low? Is this going to be a high probability trade on the downside or low? And if the market hits your buy stop order, is this going to be a short-term trade or long-term trade? And if somebody just like, wow, you got it right, some of you are getting it, those are the best trades. Those are the best. If you can combine technical strategy, you know, and the trading of the patterns with the news events, this is one of the easiest, yeah, a little bit more complex, but still this is one of the best trades. You know, so if you buy stop, is this going to be a high probability trade or low? And is it going to be a long-term trade or short-term trade? And if you sell stop, if the market goes your way, is this going to be a high probability trade or low? And is this going to be a short-term or long-term? Everybody, tomorrow you have the non-farm payroll, and tomorrow you have also the Canadian news. See here, cat? Okay, how are you going to approach? Clone, everybody, clone chart Canada CHF. Talking about Canada CHF because it's Canadian news too. Canada CHF, Fibonacci's. Give me a second, everybody. Fibonacci A to B. A to B was here, then green goes to green, A to B, this is the, yeah, so it's not the best, right? Okay, let's check AUD CHF maybe. Next week we have CHF news, AUD CHF weekly chart, Fibonacci, A to B is here, and green goes to green, green goes to green. There you go. There you have it, everybody. AUD CHF, the straddle. When it comes to, when we talk about the AUD news or the CHF news, look at what level is going to be the straddle on the, still the same on the 15-minute chart. So if you put a buy stop in here, is this going to be high probability or low? And if you put a sell stop, is it going to be high probability or low? And is this going to be a long-term trade on the upside, or is this going to be a long-term trade on the downside? Freedom, this is too much information. I know. Download tomorrow this lesson, watch it over and over and over again. Study your charts, study your Fibonacci's, everybody. Let's make a poll, everybody. What are you going to do on AUD CHF next week? Next week we are checking ForexFactory.com. Next week Switzerland, USD, GBP, USD, so not next week. Third week, GBP, AUD, USD, AUD, CAD, USD. Okay, so we have here AUD, right? Unemployment change. This is not relevant. Okay. So in about 2 weeks, you're going to have the employment change, talking about the AUD. How are you going to trade this one? This is theory, everybody. This is you trying to understand the theory. This is the live market. Yes, you are going to execute the straddle in the same way. Make sense? Here is the question. Does it make sense? So you want to make money, right? On the demo account first. Don't do stupid things, everybody, on the demo account first. Make sense? So when you have AUD news, would you, talking about you want to make some pips and money, does it make more sense for you to buy and to put the stop loss below the A? Okay, or does it make more sense for you to sell and take profit at the A? Which one has the freedom? Can I do both? If you are skilled enough, yes. If you are skilled enough, everybody, makes sense. You can go both sides. The problem is the the problem is the market going to go both sides? Julius is saying buy stop pending order. Sila says buy stop long term, sell stop only when price goes below A. Very good. Stop loss goes below the A. Excellent. Congratulations to you, everybody. So talking about let's make one thing clear. There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. But talking about probabilities, the better probability, because of the Fibonacci on the monthly, daily and weekly is stronger than the news. Okay? If you don't believe me, it's super cool. Check your charts, study your charts, and you're going to see that central banks don't have the power to break daily patterns. Okay? So the news events, they can break 15-minute chart patterns, 1-hour chart, 4-hour, it's a little bit more difficult, okay, but the news events are not going to break daily, monthly, weekly Fibonacci's. Okay, 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, the market with the news is going to go in the Fibonacci way. With this logic, the long, the buy stop is going to have a higher probability of winning. Make sense? So this news trade, if you buy stop 7 times out of 10, is going to win. 3 times out of 10 is going to go down too. Fair enough. Red goes to red. Yes, sir. Okay, so it's just in reverse, up in here, down in here. Okay, so it's better to, if you say, oh, I want, now talking about shorting the market, right? Talking about shorting the market on the 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart. See everybody, it's low probability. Why? Because it must break the A, it must break the Fibonacci. Not to talk about, same story, not to talk about, oh, it must break some levels of resistance or support. Like this, in order for you to profit take, you know, you're going against the trend in this example, and the market must break past support. In here, you are not going to go against the short-term trend, because the market, if it's at this level, it's in a downtrend. Fair enough. So shorting the market, you are not going against the trend, but you are going against the Fibonacci. Okay, so between the short-term trend and the Fibonacci, who is stronger? Those are the concepts, everybody, of the Forex course 101 that you must learn. Boss, the Fibonacci is stronger. Yes, sir. The Fibonacci is stronger. So going number 1, Fibonacci is stronger. Number 2, you know, and if you have here another level of past support, just an example. So it must break the A for you to profit take, risk reward ratio, and you have past support too. Now this is a low probability trade. And lastly, everybody, before we finish for today, the advanced news trading strategy, what if you are in here or in here, somewhere in between? What would you do? Some of the currency pairs are at the 118 extension or 1 to 70 extension. Some of the pairs are at the green retracements, 50618 to 382. What would you do? So this is low probability. There is no right or wrong. No, that you cannot, but it's low probability. What about when the market is in between? What about when the market is in between? And clone. Would you buy stop, sell, stop, everybody? Or would you just do one or the other? Clone again. There you go. What would you do? Same question, yes sir. See, if you are shorting the market in here, you know, the same question, you know, are you going against the short-term trend? If you short the market in here, you are not going against the short-term trend, but you have the Fibonacci staring at your face. So you should consider, now we are talking, this is an advanced lesson, you should consider risk management, everybody. Okay, and so number three, you should consider risk management. Management. Brazilian guy talking English. You should consider risk management. Risk more when going with the trend, and risk less going against the trend, comma, fibs, Fibonacci's, right? Trend slash fibs 1 to 3 and so on and so on and so on. Okay, if you are going to news trade using the advanced trading strategy, you should consider risk management. So if I'm buying here and I'm going against the short-term trend, but I'm going with the Fibonacci's, I should have one risk. If I'm buying in here and the short-term trend already changed direction, I'm going with the short-term trend, and with the Fibonacci I should put more risk. Does this make sense to everybody? Type in the chat, yes it makes sense, or type in the chat, no, this is a difficult lesson. Feedback, everybody, I want to hear from you. Does this make sense? Talking about risk, how to manage risk, or is this too difficult? In the meantime, when I'm waiting for your answer on the chat, in about 2 weeks we have the Black Friday. Okay, we are giving you 50% discount of the Forex course 101 private classes if you want, not mandatory. And we're giving you 50% discount on the Forex course 202, where you are going to offer you a job after completion of the course with a contract. No, this is not a joke, okay? But it's performance based, everybody. If you finish Forex course 202 and you have the results, you get a job. You are working for us, real money, live account, okay, with the contract. This is not a joke. Okay, so how to prepare yourself for success? Save money, plan your budget, okay? Some of you are here for 2 years. No, I don't have the money. Well, budget plan a budget. Okay? Yes, it makes sense. YouTubers, does this make sense to you? Number 3. You should consider the risk, yes. Sex fun. Please don't do this, everybody. My photo here. Okay. What is the price for 202? Send me an email or Skype, okay? This is not the place to talk about this. Okay? Everybody, the price, it depends how many lessons do you want to have per week, and it depends where you live. Make sense? Philippines, Brazil, the poor countries have a different price from the European, Canadian, USA, okay? Send me an email or Skype, whatever. Okay, everybody. Happy weekend. See you back on Monday. Until Monday, stay strong and trade for freedom. Don't trade for money, trade for freedom.